Hello, and welcome to Future Leaders in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. We bring you this show so we can highlight young people in our community and local organizations who are striving to make Philadelphia a better place. Our focus is our community's next generation of leaders. Today, we're talking with members of Mural Arts Philadelphia, the largest public art program in the country. Mural arts communities come together to assist artists through collaborative public and artworks that can be seen from our city streets. The Art Education Division of Mural Arts provides in high school and after-school programs for over 2,000 students across 25 sites. We'll learn more about these project-based opportunities for our youth in the next half hour. I'll talk with some program managers, teaching artists, and students that make up Mural Arts Philadelphia. For our first segment, we have two program managers from Mural Arts. Ronnie Camarsi is the Youth Development and Engagement Program Manager, and Julia Lopez is the Foundations and Innovations Program Manager. Welcome to the show. Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo está?
You.
Thanks for having
us.
us.
Muy bien.
So each of you tell us how you became involved with the program.
Yeah, so I've been involved with the Mural Arts program since 2006. I started off as a teaching artist, and I taught basically basic art skills, how to do a mural, and just how to love art. So mostly it was like learning how to follow a passion.
Right, so you could actually teach me how to draw?
I can actually teach you how to draw.
Wow,
yeah.
that might be a challenge.
We start with comic books and then work our way up.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So how did you become involved?
I come to Mural Arts from way back when, before it was Mural Arts,
Right.
during the Anti-Graffiti Network days.
Right.
And so I have a long history with Mural Arts in terms of just knowing the institution. But I myself really was a teaching artist a very, very long time ago. And the program that I run, Foundations and Innovations, works with teaching artists that are working with youth all over the city and schools all over the city. So I really have a passion. I really truly believe that art can create change
Right.
on so many different levels. And it's really important. And art is such a positive and personal thing for young people and for people all over.
Right.
And to be able to tap into it, into that creative part of yourself, is so important during these times.
Right. So what type of opportunities does Mural Arts offer our students?
Yeah. So we have, like you said in the intro, we have sites all over the city. We have Foundations and Innovations. We have a program called Restorative Youth Practice, who you'll hear from later on today. And also Arts Integration, where we partner up with schools and they actually work with teachers in math classes or different subject matters and try and integrate the arts learning into what the teachers are already involved with and stuff like that. We also have our summer intensive, which works with the Philadelphia Youth Network and provides job opportunities for young people, which you don't get anymore, right?
Right, right.
You can't get that summer job, or they're very rare now. But we try and instill like there's a work ethic that you need to have when you're an artist and whatnot. And then beyond that, we have our portfolio development class that we offer every few months in the sessions. We do an apprenticeship program, and those students go on and try and become interns in the mural making process too.
Gotcha.
And then my program that I helped develop was called Entrepreneurs, which is our advanced program. So
Nice. So what does that involve?
So that's the combination of art and becoming an art entrepreneur. So it teaches them a little bit of basic business. It's not business like a business plan, because that would be like, students don't get why you would start that. It's actually starting like, this is a hustle and I'm gonna learn how to make money off of it.
Gotcha. Julia,
Well, yeah.
tell us about that, the
Foundations and Innovations. The Foundations and Innovations program is an after-school program. We have 8 sites all over the city. They're in the public schools. And from North Philly to South Philly, West Philly to the Northeast.
Right.
And we provide after-school programming where young people from the ages of 10 to 17 will learn all different types of artistic techniques. So you don't actually start with the mural making process,
Right.
but it's really the opportunity for the young people to tap into their own creativity and really tell their stories through art making.
Right.
And then and it's all throughout the school year. And we also run in the summer program as well. But the most incredible thing is as they are learning, they are being introduced to the most incredible muralists throughout the city, and they come and do special projects
Right.
in our after-school programs. And they're multidisciplinary in terms of their techniques, and from 3-dimensional to 2-dimensional to the actual mural, flat mural surface. But then they learn in a process, they learn what it is to actually make a mural the Mural Arts Philadelphia way.
Good, good. So when they come into the program, do they have to have any type of skill set already? Are there any special requirements? So if you have a person that likes art but never drew anything, is it okay for them to come into the program?
Totally. I think we just start with passion.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So a lot of it is like, if you can dream of a better you or better world, better community, then we want to actualize that vision with you. A lot of teaching artists embrace that, and it's been a fundamental core value
Right.
that we think of as like, okay, to build a better world, we need to imagine what it's going to look like, you know. So part of the mural methodology is like, okay, how do we get people to just dream, right?
That's important too.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you think you have the ability to teach anybody how to draw? So is that a special talent, or can anybody draw?
I think anybody can learn the mechanics of drawing.
Right, right.
But the real essence of that is like your voice in the
coming
work.
out. Right.
And it's so important that in the process that they begin to feel free and not be sort of like repressed by maybe someone in a school saying, oh, you don't know, you can't be a
Right.
dancer.
Got
You have to have a particular skill to draw or to create a painting.
Yeah.
I think it's really introducing the arts in a way that everyone can feel it's accessible.
I think that's important because you want everybody to have their own style and feel like they can be themselves instead of trying to be somebody else.
That's right.
You can be the next you instead of the next Picasso or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So this training, where does this training occur?
It starts in the classroom. I mean, we
In all the public schools, or is there one central location?
Well, in my program, I work in 8 different public schools throughout the
Gotcha.
city. So just for example, we're at Kensington Kappa, and then we're at Northeast High School, and then we are also in another site called Southeast by Southeast, which happens to be a storefront. And it's a very special site because it's a site that's in a community of Southeast Asian
Nice.
Philadelphians.
Right, right.
And it really was created to provide a space for the Southeast Asian community to come together to share their culture, all of the incredible beauty of the culture in terms of the food, the dress, and also the arts that that the children sort of see that
Right.
in their homes, but then they realize, wait a minute, they don't need to be validated, they just need to experience that moment. It's like,
Right.
whoa, we're artists too.
That's
You
right.
know, and our art is just as important as anybody else's art in the city and the world, and
That's
that
great.
we need to like hold it up.
yeah.
And so that the Southeast Philadelphia, the Southeast by Southeast is a special site, and it's the only site in my program where we're coming out of a storefront. But then the rest of them are in the traditional public schools in Philadelphia.
Got you. Do you guys have a website?
Yeah, if you go to www.muralarts.org,
Okay.
then you can look up all the programs and all the different initiatives that we do. Every month there's a calendar of events. People can get involved. There's ways to volunteer. There's
Great.
ways to just participate in a paint day, or actually go on a tour and visit and learn about the stories behind a lot of the murals that happen. a lot of people don't know that there's an education program,
Right.
that there's a lot more to it than just one solo artist creating these big masterpieces. That it actually takes a lot of people
Right.
to create this works of art, and especially with the students, we always say, yeah, everybody's involved, and like what we try and do is we try and catch them all. You know, there's a place for
Yes,
everybody.
That's right,
exactly.
right.
So we try and like just include, you know, through our partnerships, through different initiatives, we try and get everybody to embrace what we're trying to do. So.
That's great. So on the website, you have something about an apprenticeship program. What's that
yeah.
about?
So the apprenticeship program was our answer to how do students that age out of our program or get you know, more training
Great.
start to develop that kind of next level becoming a
Right.
muralist. Now
So
it's
you don't
like,
let them go after they graduate. You help them.
yeah, we try and do
continue
the
their
job
practice. Great.
training. It's a great place to just land and do. It's a soft landing before they go off to college, before they get into that next phase of their lives. We say, hey, you can still come back and work with us. You know.
So what kind of work have the students produced thus far throughout the city?
Yeah, there's
lot?
so many murals.
Yes, there's,
Really?
well, in
There's
Phil-
more than we can even
Are
Okay,
there
count.
so
yeah.
we're-
3,000 murals
Yeah,
in
3,000,
Philadelphia?
yes, it is, yeah.
3,000
Yeah.
that were.
So where can they see it then?
There's neighborhoods.
Okay.
Probably they have. We always ask some of our icebreakers is like, if you're in a specific neighborhood, what's your favorite neighborhood on your route home or
Yes.
something like that.
Right.
Some of it's just center city based, so you can definitely go on a tour on your own and do a. There's a listening tour where you can actually hear Questlove
Right.
narrate the whole thing. So,
Nice. Questlove.
Yeah.
He's a Philly native, right?
Yeah. Totally.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what type of experience are you hoping that their students get out of this program? So I know the art is one piece, but there's some underlying lessons that you're teaching them that you want them to learn. So what are some of the experiences that you hope that they get out of the program?
Well, there definitely is the experience of collaboration.
Right, which is important.
And
Which is-
also collaboration without losing yourself.
Yes.
So it's independence,
Right.
that feeling of independence. And then of course there's, depending on any given workshop, you may develop new skills artistically. In terms of when we have visiting artists, they have different types of techniques. They might have a different look and they share how they actually came up with that technique. And for instance, we had an artist, Dennis McNett, and he does three-dimensional work, and he has been creating these three-dimensional masks, and each young person in our program has been asked to figure out what is your spirit animal.
Nice.
You know, and their masks are really elaborate, and so they even learn new techniques
Right.
in paper mache, but this is like using cardboard, just using found objects, things that you may have at home. You get a box of, I don't know, anything, Kleenex,
Right.
you can use those
As a tool.
materials to create your masterpiece.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So that doesn't cost you any money then, right?
Well, maybe mom has to spend $1.25.
Gotcha. Right.
But
right.
still, it's accessible. That's the
Gotcha.
thing about art. Art traditionally is something that hasn't been accessible to all people in all
Gotcha.
communities.
Right.
But the reality is, all communities in all over the world have their art.
That's true.
And it's and this idea that art is high, you know,
Gotcha.
it's only for an upper group of people.
Yeah.
It's actually not. It's for all of us, because as human beings, we are, you know, we're an art piece in and of ourselves.
That is so true. Well, I want to thank you both for
Yeah.
coming on the show.
Thanks for having
I
us.
think it's important that you share the information. So again, thank you for coming on. We're
Thank
going
you.
to take a quick break. When we come back, I have more of one of the teaching artists from the Mural Arts program here to talk about the work. We'll also talk with the student involved in the art education programs. Please stay with us.
Look to the dollar feet. What's up? Eddie Dunn here, host of LaSalle's favorite TV game show, Q&A. I'm here to tell you to keep watching LaSalle TV. It's on 24 hours a day, every day. You know what else is on 24 hours a day, every day? Nothing. Well, maybe some things, but nothing that's as important as LaSalle TV. So keep watching, or else.
I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer, and you're watching Future Leaders of Philadelphia. In our first segment, we met some of the program managers running Mural Arts Philadelphia. The organization is the largest public art program in the country, and they have specific programs geared toward the city's youth. Here to talk about what it's like to work with those youth on a regular basis is teaching artist JT Taylor. JT teaches in the Restorative Practices Youth Program. Also with us is a student from art education programs at Mural Arts, Brandon. Brandon, how you doing?
Good.
JT, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you
Anthony,
doing?
welcome to the program.
Thank you, thank you.
So how did each of you get involved in the program?
My experience with Mural Arts, I came in the program early 2006 as an assistant muralist. I was just helping paint the murals.
Okay.
You know, along with some of the artists that were doing murals. And I just liked this connection of working with muralists along with groups of students. And somehow it evolved in me working with the students and then began to teaching the students.
So is it easy to teach?
Yeah, it's really easy to teach because it's just another form of communication,
True, right.
but you're also just using different types of creative tools to engage the conversation a little bit more better.
Gotcha. So you could teach me how to draw?
Yeah.
You're not that good, huh?
I tell them, yeah, if you can write your 26 letters of the alphabet, then you can draw.
That's a good one, I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So Brandon, how did you become involved?
Well, actually, I was incarcerated as a juvenile. And, one day I was just sitting there watching TV, and they said, "You want to try to do art with Mural Arts?" And me just looking for something to do, I took on the offer.
Let's go for it, right?
I met JT. He became my instructor, and then he showed me a different side of art, and he told me more about the program.
Right.
And then I decided to stay connected once I got released.
So what type of art do you do?
Anything that a pencil
Whatever.
can lay on the paper.
Okay, so you got skills.
I mean, I wouldn't say skills. I just got
You just good.
artistic
It's
abilities.
good like that.
Yeah.
Anthony, what about you?
I actually got involved with Mural Arts around early 2015. It was through a program called the Achieving Independence Center, which is essentially a program for foster kids within Philadelphia to kind of get those essential life skills that you kind of need. So we have cooking classes, we have classes where you can manage your finances, and then also we have an arts education class, which is part of Mural Arts education program. And from there, I've kind of been involved in the program to this very day, through the apprenticeship program, through the arts education program, as well as doing some work with the restorative justices practices
Great.
as well. So,
Right.
yeah.
So Anthony just talked about life skills. You're a teacher, right?
Yes.
So when you teach art, what other life skills are you teaching along with teaching art?
It's a lot of life skills, just like he was just talking about, just being independent, working as a team and being able to work with different groups of people, and also just problem solving.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just knowing how to, create different solutions, you know what I mean? Because I always tell some of the students, it's never a problem, it's just a situation.
That's true.
Just think of it as a situation that you can sort of kind of navigate your way through and fix it. So
That's
these
so
are
true.
some of the skills that the students really learn it, but have fun learning it without
Exactly.
knowing
That's
it.
right.
So that's the beauty of
That's
it.
the art of being a good teacher, right?
Yeah.
So Brandon, What would you say is the one life skill that you learned that suits you the best?
Professionalism.
Wow, that's huge.
Like with Mural Arts, it's not like as we do our art, as we run the classes, we have real conversation, like open conversation. People really express how they truly feel.
Right.
People really express what they truly been through.
Right.
And you learn like, well, sometimes it's not what you know is who you know. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
That's right.
So you learn the right ropes and the ties of the game if you want to be successful.
Got you. And Anthony, what about you?
I'd say one of the most valuable life skills that I gotten from Mural Arts would have to be a tenet that Rodney had actually touched on earlier, which was actualization, which is the idea of you know, taking a piece of art that, you know, only exists within your mind, or, you know, a statement that you only, you know, would only be appropriate in an artistic format, and being able to translate it and have all your attentions translate. Because that manifests itself in, you know, being good at interviews as well, because now I can imbue that confidence that I know I had earlier.
Right.
That goes with, you know, being able to, you know, spread the word and mentor younger people or people of my own generational gap who may not be able to have that ability to actualize their own art. So that's one of the life skills that I definitely feel like art helps you capture and helps you reform and refine. And in the Mural Arts program, you know, you start to learn about so many other artists who are doing it today. And then that just kind of makes it easier for you to want to actualize and want to kind of put your drop into this ocean and make a statement and let people know what you're about. And it helps also those other life skills that you acquire kind of shine through more. It's kind of almost a conduit.
Nice. JT, this program, the Restorative Practices Youth Program.
Yes.
What's that about?
Restorative Practices Youth is just a program that we deal with, we work with adjudicated youth. Some youth within the juvenile facilities throughout the city of Philadelphia, and other alternative programs through the foster care system, in-house detention, and you know, these particular programs give this particular population of students the opportunity to create art as well. And it's like when they're in our presence, it's non-judgmental. So when you come in there, you're not stigmatized on what you have done. It's just, welcome to this particular room. You're free to roam in this safe space, and let's get busy and do some art.
Right. So it's like a new beginning.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a fresh start, and the intellectual conversations coming from the students is like mind-blowing.
Right.
You'll be amazed when you step in that classroom and you'll leave with like, whoa, this is heavy. And then it becomes an addiction because now you want to go back, you know, so that's the beauty of it.
Gotcha. So what type of programs have you enrolled in?
Well, since I affiliated myself with the Mural Arts program, I like came together with like a bunch of things. Like I just got a chance to go out LA to the Creative Justice Conference.
Nice.
Hopefully I'll be going out New York to the next Creative Justice Conference. And then it's like just the program's Philly based. Like I have did things with Saxby's, public schools, like even programming, like playgrounds. It's all types of stuff. And I mainly look at it as volunteer work. Like I don't look for nothing in return but a smile on somebody's face.
Right. So do you like to travel?
Yeah, I just learned I like to travel.
You didn't even know that. So you
Yeah,
learned
I
something
just
else
learned
through the
I like to
program.
travel.
Anthony, what about you? Are there any programs you've been enrolled in?
Yeah, I've been involved in arts education program for about 2.5 years now, as I mentioned earlier, as well as a current program that Mural Arts has, which is a Monument Lab program, where we kind of station ourselves within different parks, public parks within Philadelphia, and just get informed about what types of monuments those people would like to see, and it really helps to kind of inform that civic data and bridge that gap of communication between what's up in Philadelphia and what actually people want to see within their city represent them. And also the apprenticeship program, which was mentioned earlier, where we got to just get down and dirty and do our own little mural. It was for Park Rittenhouse, which is an apartment within Rittenhouse Square, and we were able to do a mural along the painting, along the side of the pool there. And so now I'm just trying to keep my toes within the Mural Arts program, you know, and stay affiliated because it is very, very valuable and something that I feel like has helped me grow as a person as well as an artist.
So you heard Anthony talk about growing as a person. What are some of the results you've seen through your teaching in this program?
Oh man, a lot of results. Not only some of the students become artists or work in different programs, sometimes it just builds self-esteem and self-confidence, and they land regular jobs.
Right, right.
You know, like I have a few students that's registered nurses. Some students work for FedEx, UPS. I always encourage the students to get their driver's license. Now I got a couple Uber drivers.
Right.
So, you know, and I keep in touch with these guys because it's like, look what I've done. So, you know, I kind of celebrate these moments and kind of continuously give them the support. Same thing with Brandon, you know, he's really doing good. He's getting to travel around, and yeah, it's a lot of results that, that I see, and the benefits is well deserved.
Great. So we have about a minute left, so each of you take 30 seconds to tell me what you enjoy most about the program.
I'll start. What I enjoy most about the program is I think just the actual making art within itself, like the kinesthetic part where you're getting to touch those paints, getting to touch those pencils, and then as JT had mentioned, having those interactions. I believe any interaction can be enriched when you're creating. That's when you're in that space of mind where you're more open to ideals and people are more open themselves. And so you get to learn more about yourself, self-reflection through the art, and also get to learn about your fellow man through those interactions. So that's definitely my favorite part, just creating.
Brandon?
I'd say my favorite part is the genuine support you get from it. It's like once you become a part of the organization, like you're forever family.
Got you.
So I say the general support that you get from it.
Great. JT, Brandon, Anthony, thanks for sharing your stories. I think it's important because there's someone out there that has a similar story, and you can see, they can see how you can be successful through art. So again, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. I'd like to thank all my guests from Mural Arts Philadelphia. If you would like to know more about their program and the opportunities they offer to youth and the community, visit their website at muralarts.org. I'm Derrick Sawyer, and thank you for watching Future Leaders in Philadelphia, where we believe investing in our youth is investing in our future.